Atlanta. He's actually one of my closest friends from the 7th grade when I lived in out in Atlanta, Georgia. And he has an editing company out there. And I was like, hey, I got this thing. And he goes, all right, I'll do it. And yeah, he cut that. It's a lot of editing. That thing was crazy because it's two separate performances, and
Yeah.
you have to make them into one. So with the split screen's tough, and make it look real, make it feel like that these two people are really having a conversation. Um, you asked if I was alone. I did one read through of both with someone else, and then I did a whole nother read through by just acting by myself.
Okay.
Okay.
Nice.
So yeah, but I set up the lights and everything, and my DP, the director of photography, he's in LA, and I would set it up while he was either on FaceTime, or I would I'd put it on Zoom, and I could hook up my camera to show its feed through my Zoom. I do technical directing work, so like I know how to do all that stuff. So we were able to look at stuff real time, look at the lighting, and then I set up all the cameras, and they didn't move. Everything's a lock off, so I was like just running around and getting it done.
Well, I tell you, the editing was well
That's
done.
awesome.
There was at no point was I like, yeah, he's just staring off into space. Yeah, we have a bit of film editing background. Ren over here edited for quite some time. I've dabbled in my foray and shit, so we're familiar with what it takes.
It takes a lot.
Yeah, we're familiar with what it takes to pull off, a lot of interesting edits, deep cuts, things like that. And I got to say, I mean, just right before we started coming on air, I had a bunch of people show up. I was like, yo, sit and look at this. It's 4 minutes out of your life right here. I got to check this out. This dude's going to be on my show tonight. Watch this shit. And even they were like, wow, this is fucking funny. Well, no, I know it's funny, but look at it from a cinematic perspective.
Right.
Now look in the background. Stop looking at the people.
No, I mean, the response has been amazing. It's better than I thought it would be. I'm not going to front. Like, I wasn't like, wait till they get a load of this. I was like, if some people like it, and whoever I submit it to, they'll probably dig it. But it's getting around more than I thought it would.
Now we just got to get it into the festivals and the short sections.
Yeah. I've already submitted to 10 festivals. We'll see what happens. They book so far out. It's like all 6 months. I'm submitting now to get accepted in January, and maybe there's one in October, one in December, and it's all around the world. I try to be a little cocky and submit for Oscar qualifying. Be like, come on, let me give me an. I'll take a nod.
Yeah, why not? Who gives a shit?
Who knows what shit's being made this year? I don't know if it might be a bum year, so I can have a shot. I don't know.
And you don't even. What didn't the Oscars just redo their entire entrance format or some shit like that? They're just letting all sorts of crap in now because everybody's bitch, moan, and complain over the years. So I know they redid their what do they call it? Their entrance qualifications.
Right, I didn't look into it. But I saw some people complaining about it.
Oh yeah, everybody's gonna complain about something. That's America. That's what.
Sharknado's gonna get an Oscar now.
Oh, we can call him in. You want to talk to Gary? We can call Gary and bring him right in too. We know the guy from Sharknado.
Just tell him I want in, man. I want to be the black guy who dies in the beginning. That's what I want to be. I'll take that. I'll take it.
You never want to be the token black. You never want to be the token anything. Period.
In a pandemic economy, I'll be. It's time to sell out, my friend.
Oh, shit,
I'll be in a loincloth about now. You know what I'm saying? It's getting rough. It's getting rough out here, man.
Scale works, that's for sure. Yeah. So, I mean, I know you do the comedy stand-up circle. What's the plans for that? I mean, I know they're starting to slowly open things. I know Scotty's Comedy Club here opened.
Right.
I don't know how are they doing? Like 25% capacity?
Yeah, that sounds like a miserable situation. I'll be honest, I stopped doing stand-up in December. I just kind of reached a point with it where I was like, I wanted to just focus on filmmaking and acting, and I don't know, I just wasn't in a good place with it. It's a hard thing, and I was trying to do stand-up, late into the evening, and then get up and go to auditions in the morning, and felt like I was losing it both, So I was like, I'm going to take a step back from comedy for a little bit. It'll be here. And then, I focused on the acting thing. I ended up booking another role and then the pandemic, and then COVID hit. So
That shut everything down.
that shut everything. Yeah, I got out even earlier than than COVID.
Right.
So I was ahead of the curve on getting out.
Mm.
I, you know, and it's all right. People have asked me about doing stand up, and I think I'm doing something in November if it's allowed. It's like an outside thing, but it sounds like it's going to be cold. I don't know, but um, I'm down to do it, but it's not number one for me anymore.
See, that's the other thing. You mentioned some key words there. There's a lot of these pop-up comedy, drive-in, come to this parking lot. We got a stage set up, $20 a head in your car, shit like that. And I mean, it's working, but
Right.
then you say like, okay, it's September now. In another 2 months, yeah, it's gonna be cold.
Yeah, and I'll be honest, doing comedy outside is, I mean, I work. I don't know if you guys got to see any of my stuff. I work particularly. I'm really blue and adult and kind
Yeah.
of go crazy a little bit. And it's like if we do that, I can't do that outside. I have to do it where we're inside and it's our little secret type of thing. Like if it's out in the park and some family walks by, I can't talk about going into juices and this and that. It's in a pro. And I'm as much as I'm on stage, I could be wild. I'm not like a savage. There's a point. There's a time and place for things, and I feel like it's I get why. I think if certain people do certain types of comedy, it's cool. Go out in the park and do it, and it's family friendly, and that makes sense. And I see why people do it. But you don't see a lot of well-known comics doing comedy in the park right now. They're just taking time off.
Yeah, I mean, what else can you do? And you're right, because I don't think your intro music would work in an open setting of what's that song you come in? First Night Missionary Anal? Is that the song?
That's not the song I ignore. It comes on some. Oh God, that's hilarious. You pulled that up. Yes, that's one of the songs I made. Then that was when I was drunk. That was when I was drunk. I made a whole album. Yeah, so that was one of the songs. But I don't walk out to that.
No, but
Not in this politically correct time.
well, maybe if it was sponsored by Pornhub, it'd be good.
That would be it. I like that.
So I know, and I want to get this right out of the way so we can just get into other shit. The cancer. Tell us about that. What was the story there?
So, yeah, I found out that I had prostate cancer in 2018.
Oh God.
And it was weird because I was newly sober. I quit drinking. Actually, let's see. I quit. Yeah, it was July 2017. I quit drinking, quit doing drugs, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna be good. And 8 months later, in 2018, I didn't feel right. I felt kind of like unwell, just generally. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't concentrate. And you do your own little internet reading and stuff, and I'm like, it's like maybe I don't know. I think I have low testosterone. I got low T. Me and my friends started making jokes. It's like this guy can't do anything. He's got low T. What's going on? Go do some push-ups. What the fuck is wrong with you? So I go to the doctor, and they're like, they do the test, and my testosterone the level comes back. Now listen, for a man of any age, your testosterone should not be lower than 250. That's right. The lowest. Mine was 45.
Oh God, that's not good.
I was close to testosterone free. So, and we don't know how long this was. And it kind of, once they said that and what was going on with me, how I'd been feeling for years, it was an issue because now I had no testosterone. I was drinking. I was doing coke before I got sober. I was a psychopath. I was like a crazy man, woman, losing my mind. It was crazy. But then they were like, oh, there's some other numbers that are off. And then they did some tests. And because my father actually passed away from getting prostate cancer that metastasized and spread, and he didn't treat it. My father was in prison when he found out, and he didn't want to get it treated. So he just let it go, and he ended up passing away at 64 from it. It spread. So, and he had gotten it young as well. So, they ran some tests. Turns out I had it. And then I think I waited a little bit less than a year, and I had the surgery at Sloan Kettering. And, the big fears were like, will I be incontinent and be peeing myself after? Will I be able to get erections, which is scary.
Yeah,
and everyone's like, at least you'll be alive. You're like, really? I'm going to be the pissy pants guy with no hard penis? That sounds like death to me. I don't know. I don't know.
And the shit it's game over.
Yeah, but everything worked out. I was really lucky. I was able to do like a fundraiser on GoFundMe, and people donated like 25 grand for me to have money just to be able to pay my bills and eat and not be, worried.
Sure,
You
props
know.
to that. Yeah.
And I honestly, for what it was, it couldn't have gone better.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
very fortunate. I'm very it's crazy. It's really crazy. You know,
We're
yeah.
big proponents of get checked out, breast cancer,
Mm-hmm.
prostate cancer. As a dude, it's no big deal. Get a finger shoved up your ass. It's not a big. You get a fucking pipe shoved up there when
They
they.
don't even do that anymore. Now it's all blood
No,
tests.
it's just a
Yeah.
blood test. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
It's just a blood test anymore.
Non-invasive.
I'm really excited about that finger up your ass thing.
Well, hey, it's not gay. It's a doctor. It's not gay.
Hey,
Not
I mean,
gay.
even if it is gay, hey, it's on a Wednesday, whatever.
Exactly. Well, no, we're big
Why not?
proponents of that. I mean.
Yeah, but for Webby, he needs to be paid $20. All right,
Oh,
$20 is $20.
I'm not
Yeah.
gay, but $20 is $20. Should I have tonight instead of my no talkie, no coffee, no talkie shirt? But yeah, no, we're like I said, we're big proponents of wellness checks. Go get checked. Go
Yeah,
get
man. Be
fucking
healthy.
physicals, people, and of course, as always, vote. Vote. Very.
Oh,
Yes. Very important. We just learned. Well, we just learned in New Jersey we are fucked. We cannot go vote. Has to be a mail-in ballot. Period.
what? When did this happen?
Yep, in New Jersey, it happened like last week. End of story.
Oh my God. Okay.
Oh, I actually didn't hear.
Can't even go to a polling station. If you go to a polling station, it's a provisional ballot, which will not be counted for 2 weeks after the elections.
Wow.
Yeah, New Jersey is fucked. Thump, your internet is all broken.
So are we just all just saying the fix is in and Trump's in, right? That's it. We're just done, right? I called Trump winning last time. So. No, I don't either.
But I think there's a master plan in that. I had a long conversation. My old man's in the hospital, so I spend a couple hours every day with him at the hospital. And the conversation we had yesterday, because he hates Biden, he's a full-blown Trump supporter. Me, I personally think they're both assholes, and once again, it's going to be voting for the lesser of two evils.
Correct.
Because your third, fourth, and fifth candidate, nobody even knows their name, unless. Yeah. Oh, they got the 15% then, so that's good.
Wow.
Yeah. But I'm talking with my old man, and he was like, these Democrats, they got to figure it out. There's a whole reason behind all this. And I'm like, well, all right, let me hear your fucking method of madness here. And my old man thoroughly believes that if Biden wins, inside of the first 30 days, they'll enact the 25th Amendment.
Being what?
The 25th Amendment is that the president is incapable of being the president, so the vice president immediately becomes the president.
Nah.
Kamel?
Yeah.
That wrong. I apologize.
It's so funny. Why do Republicans who are like total like conspiracy people like that are saying that the Democrats are conspiracy? That sounds like a Republican move to me. It's it's like projection. It's like they'll totally do that thing we would do ourselves.
Yeah.
And
it's weird because you hear that constantly now. Everything's a fucking that's all bullshit. It's hearsay. It's not true. And then you. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Right.
Oh.
Couldn't even
want them?
Yeah, why not?
Man, are you crazy? You see those things?
No, Perry.
What does that
one. Oh, yeah.
man. See, that's some sinister shit right there. That's crazy. We just sent it over to those people over there.
It's already Mordor. What are you talking about? It's straight up Mordor. And let's go.
3 places right off the bat.
It's
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fuck. And then you find out that these stupid bastards set fucking 7,000 acres on fire by blowing off a stick of dynamite so it would spew blue shit for a gender reveal.
What?
Yep, gender reveal party. They blew off a stick of dynamite on, the colored shit so it would spew colored shit in the air and everybody could cheer. It's a boy, it's a girl. And then, oh shit, everything got out of control. And as of, I don't want to say yesterday, let's say the day before, it was 7,000 acres burning. And like Thump said, that fire alone is only 16% contained. And you are correct on those numbers. So yeah, I mean, people are fucking stupid. 2020, not only has 2020 been the year of like wacky shit, it's also the year of fucking stupidity.
So stupid. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Hold up.
I regret starting this whole thing. Can you guys like take a step back and like?
Has anybody?
Yeah.
Has anybody reveal party? Have you ever been to one of these? Do you know what the odds are of it actually working is? Unless you're popping a fucking balloon and shit's falling out of it. Like I've been to ones where the car's gonna do a burnout and run over these bags, and we're all gonna know if it's pink or blue. Yeah, that shit didn't work.
Right.
The car. Yeah, it didn't work. It was nothing but fucking car tire smoke. And then, oh wait, I think I see blue. I'm not sure. No, it's like I've never seen it work. It's like, what the fuck? What was wrong with just going, it's a girl?
Right.
You know, the crazy thing about that is that only so many people care if you're having a boy or a girl. You know what I mean? Like only your immediate family really.
Exactly.
Like I am happy. Yeah, like
right.
One's paying.
That's the truth.
Right.
And this is go ahead.
Be born as right. So I mean, only so many people care about whether you're having a boy or a girl.
I think the people that have like a gender reveal party are the same assholes that have a birthday month. You know, it's that high level of self. It's like it's me and this is happening and you have to celebrate me and my I made a baby. It's like, all we do is make babies since we've been doing this. You've made a baby. Chill. Enjoy your baby. Relax.
Yeah,
I don't get.
You did a good.
It's the worst.
Yeah, you did a great job. You made a baby.
Someone's making a baby right now. That's it. Someone made a baby.
That's what
Someone
I said.
hit the target right now.
You made a baby. That's great. I practiced 7 times this week. Yay me. Should I have a party too? You talk about the birthday month.
7 times is good, man. That's a lot of. That's good. Yeah, I'm proud of you. Shit.
Thank you. Shit. Well, 6 times was by myself, but.
Oh, I just assumed that was it.
Oh, all 7 times. Mentioned the fucking birthday month, and you're so right. All of my friends do this, especially the chicks. Oh, I never heard. Yeah, I've never heard a dude go, "Yo, it's my birthday month." Yo.
Okay, that's not true. I know some that are like, birthday month. Yeah, no, not true. Some dudes.
Listen, I'm even gonna say I did it, but I was on a heavy amount of drugs when I did it. Now, as a normal functioning human being, you don't go, I'm having a birthday week or month. You're just like, yeah, it's my birthday. I'm going to go have dinner. Yeah, it's high level. Yeah. 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 It's bad. It's bad.
I mean, I know I've been wearing my shirt that says I make 50. I make 50 look good. I've been wearing that now for what, 11 months? But that shirt gets. Actually, I was going to retire the shirt. I wore it yesterday to the hospital, so I couldn't wear it today.
For 4 years.
Yeah, well, no, fuck you. Yeah, 11 months I've been wearing it. But I'm thinking to myself, and I said to my babe the other day, we got to retire this shirt, and she was like, "Fuck that. 2020 sucked. 2020 don't count. We can wear it for another whole year." Wow. Look, I kind of like 2020. Okay. I posted this out on Facebook. I was sitting in the bar the other day and I watched these two fucking assholes come to the bar that I can't stand. It's the first time I've seen them in 6 months since the pandemic. And immediately I had to go to fucking Facebook. You know, for all you people out there saying hashtag 2020 sucks, I'm thinking fucking hashtag 2020 is great. I haven't had to see or deal with all of the assholes you see on a daily basis in 6 months. This might be the biggest year ever. Yeah, I mean, I get it sucks. We haven't been able to go to concerts and fucking movies, but you figure out all the shit to do. I mean, like, you guys know, I'm at the bar constantly getting dinner. I haven't cooked. I cooked 3 times in 7 months so far.
Right.
3 times. I'm ordering out, going out. If I can go out to eat, I'm going out. I don't give a shit. Mask myself up, I'm going out. If I need to put on a fucking hazmat suit to sit in a restaurant, I'm good.
Right.
But it's been so great not seeing the plethora of assholes
Mm-hmm.
who like walk through your life daily, and you're just like, oh man, it's this fucking guy again. It's been beautiful. It's great. I love it.
See, that's the thing. I think I agree. It's really tough because if you kind of had your life like together to a bit, and this hit, and you can kind of weather the storm, and like, I'll be honest, I only was making it through this because of the stimulus. I had cancer. I didn't work last year. I don't really get unemployment, so that was keeping me afloat, and I was fine. I was jamming. I put a little bit of money away. I had a little bit saved, but not that much because like cancer's expensive. Anyway, but now, before, like, while the stimulus on that, 2020 didn't suck for me. I'm like you. I was so happy not to see people. I got to stay home and make this short. I've been taking photos. It's been great. But I have other friends whose lives aren't together, and I mean, I know people who had to leave their apartments because they couldn't afford it anymore. And it's weird because there's this group of, the high up people. Like, if you're wealthy, this is a dope year. It's a guilt-free time to just ball the fuck out and hang with your kids. And then there's the people in the middle where it's like, all right, this is cool. I think we're going to be okay. But like people, me now, where I'm like, all right, well, if they don't do another stimulus or let us work, like, the next short film I'm making is about homelessness and I'm starring in it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's like, and then there's people who are homeless now that weren't, and it's so crazy how this, and people in the middle and the top don't see how bad it is for the bottom. Like, when this first hit, I was going around. I do photography as well.
Yeah, I saw a lot of your photos, man. It's great shit.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Eye, for sure.
Huh?
Yeah.
A great eye.
Thank you very much. I spent the first few weeks of the shutdown just taking photos of desolate New York. And, there's a lot of the black and white, and you see, it's just all these places that are normally filled with people there's not one person. And it was actually kind of dangerous at certain points,
Sure.
But the dangerous part would be when I'm running out and I'm jumping out with an expensive camera, it's homeless people who now, think about if you're homeless and you're panhandling, there's no one to ask for money. So these people, like this, before you thought it was bad, it was on like people running after you almost, like, please, please, like, and you're like, oh my God, there was times where I just got in my car and I stopped. I was like, I can't handle this. This is too terrible. So that's the thing about this. It's like people in one group don't see how another group is suffering. And I feel like mine is very much like, I'm okay, but 20, like the movie 180 Seconds is like, I'm okay, but this sucks.
Yeah.
You know, like there's another version I could do, and I'm not making people like, are you gonna make another one? I'm not, but imagine making that, you know, if like you are about to be evicted going into the pandemic, you
Yeah.
know,
Good luck,
that's a
right?
totally different, terrible movie, you know. So I don't know. No, I agree with you. 20, there's a like if you're okay, 20. This whole thing hasn't been that terrible. Like being in my house alone just reminds me of back when I did drugs. I was just home doing drugs by myself or with friends, you know. Now I'm just home working on stuff by myself, but I was fortunate to be okay. So, yeah,
Yeah. I would
2020 can be good or really terrible,
I'd say,
depending on who you are.
you know, we were all fortunate enough. Most of us are work in the tech industry, so not
Yeah, you
going.
didn't stop.
Yeah, it was okay. Yeah, you're gonna work from home now, and we'll zoom in once a week, and we'll give you access to shit, and you do your crap, and get a
Nice.
paycheck. That's a great thing.
Yeah, for me, there was no avoiding any assholes. I had just as many assholes to deal with. The
Yeah,
only thing is now they're in my house through this thing. So
well, I would
that's
say
an
that
added
I did bring some assholes back into the circle because after a while it was like fuck this COVID shit, and bitch down the block, what are you doing? Oh, I'm not coming out. Yeah, you are. You're coming out now because we can't take it no more. We need people. Get over here. And then they come over all masked up, fucking wrapped up in all sorts of shit. And I'm like, what do you want a beer? You got to take that mask off for that, don't you? You want that beer? You got to take your mask off. You want this beer? And then, after 10 minutes, all of a sudden it was, 20 people outside, or, well, it wasn't 20. It was more like 13 on Memorial Day, having a good fucking time. Everybody was like totally forgot about COVID. You could do it more until you can go out to eat for now.
In New York, they announced that restaurants are going to be.
Yeah, but what's the story?
Percent capacity,
Originally,
and
it
then
was
Cuomo
50%
turned around and said,
capacity,
"Fuck
and then
you!"
Cuomo
Not
turned around and
the
said,
fuck you,
not in the
not
five
in
boroughs. You can do it in
boroughs.
upstate fucking.
You can do it in
Monticello,
upstate
New York.
fucking
Have at it.
Monticello, New York.
And now I'm reading it's 25%. I mean, like, what the fuck is going on in New York?
Because outside of New York City, it
Right.
was 50%. In New York City, no indoor dining at all. But now, starting September 30th, it's going to be 25%. But you have to leave your contact information.
Yeah, we were supposed to do that through the whole thing, and the bar restaurant that I frequent, never once. I mean, we went inside the other night to grab a pizza, and then laws in New Jersey are 25% capacity. Doors have to be open, windows have to be open, air conditioning has to be on. That is sucking in air from the outside.
Right.
There ain't no fucking windows open in this place. There ain't no doors open in this place. No, and I mean everybody's social distancing inside this, but the establishment itself is like, I'm not running fucking air conditioning with the windows and doors open. I mean, would you do that in your own house?
Did you watch Kumo's whole spiel on it? It was actually really interesting because he's like, there's like 10,000 restaurants in New York City, and we can't be there for all of them. So we have an idea.
4,000 cops, right?
How about if you see a restaurant that's not following the rules, you text this number and you let us know.
Snitch.
It's full on snitch season.
I mean, and so you get reservations because you need fucking reservations if it's only 25% capacity. So you get your reservations to your favorite dining spot. I don't know, Nobu, New York City, wherever the fuck it is, your favorite dining spot, and you're gonna call and rat them out because they're not following the protocols.
I mean, if it was me, I just wouldn't go in. That would be my response to the whole thing. I'm just like, that looks suspect. Not going in there. Like, I've seen a couple of places where, how even outdoors, they're supposed to be like 6 feet apart. No. There are some that are like not 6 feet apart. I'm like, no, that's not happening for me. You guys out here with your coronas.
I would not go to the Jersey Shore and go to Jenkinson's if there if the social distancing wasn't taking place. But my local watering holes, to me, that's fine. I mean, Perry, think about it. You go to the same place all the time. You know these fucking people now. I mean, I know some of these people 4, 5, 6 years. Not that I want to be affiliated with them, but I know them.
Right.
I feel somewhat confident. But to go to some place that I've never been before, or like J7 is saying, oh, we're walking by, I don't know, fuck that shit. There's no one doing the right thing there. A little different. If you're going to the place that you establish or not establish, that you frequent that establishment all the time, you're going to be less inclined to worry.
Right, for sure.
Yeah, like one of the places I go to the other day, there was like 50 people outside. 50.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, there's some
ate to a table, but there were 50 people outside.
Yeah, there's some shit I walk up and I'm like, you know what? I'm not scared of this thing. It's like, but that looks like a little bit much. Actually, this girl I was fooling around with, she went and swam at a public pool.
Oh, I wouldn't do that.
I was like, yo, I'm not touching you for 2 weeks. We're gonna let that incubate. That's crazy. I'm like, we swimming in COVID soup. I'm like, what are you doing, man? Like, come on. I'm like, I had cancer. I've had surgery. I'm in my 40s. Every reason for me not to be exposed to this girl shit. Oh, forget it. People are crazy, man. But this is the thing. I actually want to drive. I want to drive up to Connecticut. I want to see the Christopher Nolan movie.
Oh, Tenet.
I want to go see Tenet, and I'm hearing that every screening only has like 4 people at it.
Yeah, one of our friends, comedian Kevin Goatee, went and saw it, and he said there was a whopping 7 people in the theater.
Nice. I know Kevin. That's cool.
Yeah, Kevin's a good guy.
Yeah, man. I want to see that damn movie.
Yeah, I think so do I. And it didn't do bad. It did 20 mil opening day, considering it was 25% capacity and only 4,000 theaters.
Right.
Everyone's saying that's as good as it's gonna get right now.
Right.
Even though that movie did cost like $200 million to produce.
For sure. Yeah.
Never gonna make that money back. Well,
no, it will. It'll make it back. Yeah. Worldwide. Home theater, VOD, they'll get their money back. They're not going to do what they would have done in a non-COVID situation. They would have made like 800 million, but that's life. It's a Christopher Nolan movie. He's the best filmmaker alive.
And if they're smart, once they pull it out of theaters, they'll put it direct to VOD for 2 or 3 months. I mean, look what the fuck Disney's doing. Okay, they launched an entire streaming service, and then got shitted out of dropping Mulan in the theaters, the new live-action Mulan. Mm-hmm. So you can go watch it right now for $30.
I did that this weekend.
$30. Even
you
if
saw it.
I saw it. Yeah, it's actually pretty good. It's $30, but you get to keep it. Like, it's not $30 to watch. And if you think about it, like 2 movie tickets is $30. So my boyfriend and I watched it. There you go, $30.
Two movie tickets without fucking buying anything to eat or drink.
We already had stuff to eat. We actually saved money if you look at it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Content shortage. I have a plan. I'm like, I made this short. I'm like, part of me is like, I kind of want to get it together, get a few people together and shoot like a little micro, feature film. Because in January, when there's no new, like once they put out all like James Bond and Top Gun, there's just going to be like a hole. There's nothing. There's like, nothing was being shot this whole time. So I'm like, you can kind of make a real piece of shit probably and sell it. I hate to say it that way.
Webby and I were having this conversation. Webby Thump and I, Jay may have been there, but we had this conversation back in like May. I'm like, y'all are missing out. Like, there is no September TV. There is no new movies coming out. Yeah. And there right now, your September TV is all shit that was shot last year that they put off and didn't show this summer, so they had something to show. Or it's a rehash of something that was paid for on CBS, for example. They're showing the Star Trek that dropped 2 years ago, premiering on CBS. It's a brand new season-long show that's already been out for 2 years.
Yeah, on our streaming service.
Yeah, if you got like a D-level movie. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. You speak.
No, you're good.
Oh, if you got like a D-level movie, probably just wait another month. Just let him start and just be like, hey, man, I got this thing.
We'll give you $6 million for it.
Come on now. You just put something together. Start cutting home movies.
I spent $14.95 on my dollar store camera, and I made a movie.
Right?
That's it.
I'm not surprised. Well, actually, I'm surprised that with the content Disney is going to be dropping, that they're not charging for everything. I mean, Mandalorian drops on the 30th. They should be charging like fucking $6 an episode to watch that.
Because it would look shitty. It'd be bad.
Of course, it would look shitty, but it looks shitty now. $30.
Well, Mulan is supposed to be wide release. It makes sense.
Yeah, that's a little different because it's TV versus feature film. So like Mulan, they're like saying this is a release, but it's released straight to Disney versus like this is a TV show that's going to be this is episodic, so you get it as part of your prescription. So,
but $30 for a feature film, bro. We all know you go to the store right now and buy a fucking Blu-ray for $19.99. I can log into my Amazon Prime or my Microsoft, whatever the fuck they have, and buy a movie for anywhere between $8 to $20.
But is it Mulan?
Not new. It's not new, and it's not unreleased. That's not unreleased though.
What Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure was $20, ain't it?
It was, yeah.
$20. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, $20 to own.
I've heard it shouldn't be 20 cents.
Well, yeah. I mean, Keanu Reeves, 30 years later.
I really liked it.
Yeah, I've heard bad things, but I'm going to watch it eventually.
I liked it. I was so into Bill and Ted when I was a kid. Okay. So like now I'm like, oh my God, it's really that, and they're the same characters. Like that should bother me, but it doesn't. And they're exactly the same. It's so funny.
Oh, so great.
Is it better than like Dumb and Dumber again?
I see Dumb and Dumber again.
I think anything might have been better. Wasn't that the one that didn't have Jeff Daniels and Jim Carrey in it?
Dumb and Dumber.
It's something like that. I never watched it because I didn't really care for the first one. I didn't understand why there was a second one, but I saw that and I was like, oh, okay, they're doing that. Cool.
The first one was funny. I mean, when they're riding on that fucking moped to Aspen and he's like, I gotta pee, and he's just like, just go, man. And he pees and he's like, whoa, that's warm. That was fucking funny. It had its moments, that movie. I'll give it.
Okay.
Moments. Speaking of moments, what is one of your favorite moments in your career? I know you've done stuff for Daredevil and you had part in that.
Get out. That is my
you were Law and Order.
Yeah, Daredevil, Law and Order, Power.
Power. I know a lot of people who watch Power. A lot.
Yeah, no, it's funny because it's like I was like so, I ended up getting sober and I met a manager and she took me on and then I started going to these auditions and and I booked pretty quickly. I booked Daredevil, but I booked Daredevil not knowing it was Daredevil. It was the side said something else. And I'm glad because if I knew it was Daredevil, I would have fucked it up. I would have been all nervous. And even though I don't say very much, I'm just like a corrections officer.
Yeah.
But yeah, I booked it and I was like, oh yeah, cool. And then I started looking and then I saw the name Matt Murdock and I was like, oh my, wait, what? I was like, oh my God, I booked Daredevil. Holy shit, that's awesome. And that's the first real thing that I booked. And now I consider myself, attempting to be a professional actor only the last few years. Sure. 2.5 years, I've booked 10 roles, which is cool, Yeah, it's cool. Daredevil's the best because it was the first one, and I was like, oh, this is because this actually can happen. It's pretty neat. But I did go to Armenia, and for 2 months, and I was one of the leads in a horror show, a horror TV show. It's called Evil Touch. Don't ever watch it. Ever. Don't ever watch it. It's fucking we were making it. All I did was make jokes about how bad it was gonna be, and then I was like I was the older actor, but I was still new, and it's like there was all the rest were like 20-year-olds. It was like I was a professor and they were my students, and they had no idea how bad this was gonna be, and I kept trying to, and I was kind of being an asshole, and I finally had to stop and just be like, you'll see, you'll see, and it was bad. It was pretty fucking bad.
But hey, you got to travel Armenia.
All right, so I'm gonna go look for that. Is that on Netflix?
It is not.
It's on.
Thanks God.
It's on.
The trailers are okay.
Right.
So no, that was cool.
I mean, you got to go to Armenia. I don't know if I would.
It was cool.
Plane and go to Armenia as like a travel destination.
Armenia is a beautiful country.
Yeah, it wouldn't be my first
Yeah. I'm glad I went, and I'm glad I went there, but I only would have gone for work. I would not have gone. It's very, very religious, kind of weirdly racist, but like I'm lucky because of my complexion. In the winter, I get very fair. They just thought I was one of them. You know
Sure.
what I'm saying?
Sure. Fit right
So
in
yeah,
crowd.
it's definitely a step back in time, you know, and it's foreign. So you're like, okay, but everything's really cheap, which is nice. I ate amazing. I ate like 300, like a meal that would cost like $200 here is $20 there.
Of course.
And it was the best food I've ever had. Like my skin got clearer because like there's no crap in the food like we have. Or like I actually like fruit. I don't like American fruit. I had fruit there. I ate fruit every day. I don't like eating fruit here. And it's just everything. It's different. The meat is better. It's small. Everything. Yeah, it's amazing.
That is
It was a
true.
good trip.
I've done a bit of traveling, and you're right. The fruit and the restaurant meals are 10 times better.
So good.
10 times better.
Oh.
I just learned the other day that if a banana turns brown and the stem on it is still green, it has been chemically ripened.
Huh.
I did not know that.
No, I'm learning that right now.
So now I'm buying bananas just to make them turn black or brown to see, if the stem stays green. I got fucking like 30 bananas in the kitchen. I'm not eating them. I'm just looking at them every day. Is it turning yet?
He's got a thing for bananas.
Right. How was working on a set of Law and Order?
It's a phallic thing.
Law and Order was cool. It was a weird choreography thing where it was like I had to walk in while the female lead, which I should know her name, but I don't. She's crying and I interrupt the scene, but I kept walking in too early and it kept fucking up the scene. But no, that's like a well-oiled machine. Like they have their own building that they build all their sets on, and I'm in it for a minute, but I think I was there for a total of 4 hours. I was in and out, and everyone was super nice. I got my coverage in one take. They were like, "Oh, one take, boom, great," and that was it. It was cool. Yeah, it was cool. I think the one that I did last, which I booked, was Bull, the TV show Bull on CBS.
I love that show.
The scene got cut. I'm so bummed out. The scene got cut. I shouldn't even be talking about this. It's totally bad, but I still want to. Because I got in there and I'm in this huge courtroom. There's all these extras. I mean, it was amazing. There's like, this was going to be the best thing on my acting reel. I was so, and I'm acting like a jerk to the lawyer. And it's Frankie, oh man, the lawyer in it. Anyway, this actor who I've seen forever, and me and him are just having a conversation. It's cool. And like all the cameras are all on me and I kill it. It was great. Everyone's happy. And then, then the scene gets cut. But it's still a great, it has still happened to me, just not everyone gets to see it. It was cool. It was really cool to be in that situation.
Nice.
Can you still get an IMDb credit for that? I don't know.
Yeah, I do.
See, there you go.
I still get residuals because I'm still in the credits.
Oh, okay. So see, hey, it works.
No, it's great. It's just, it's one of those things. You're like excited. It's an awesome experience, but then you're like, oh, shit. Okay, it didn't air, but it's okay. We'll get more.
Sure. I mean, you're working your way through it. That's for sure. I mean, you did American Chopper as you were a camera operator.
Yes. So after college, I went to school for acting and directing, and I became a camera operator after college, and I shot. Well, on American Chopper, I was an assistant cam because I was camera operating in LA, and I moved back to New York. My father had gotten sick and whatever. But when sometimes you don't know people, you kind of got to take a step down. So I went down to camera assist and then went back up to camera operating. I shot Long Island Medium for 3 years with Teresa Caputo in it.
Okay.
What else did I shoot? Nothing. It's all stuff with women crying and screaming. It's not, it's reality shit.
With Buddy too. Carlos Bakery.
That's right. Oh yeah, I shot Cake Boss, his contest show. I shot that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What didn't he get nailed for DUI? What did he get nailed for? I can't remember. I think it was DUI.
That's terrible.
No, it's not.
It happens. I mean,
yeah.
I never had one, but still, I'm lucky.
Happens to the best of us. How you doing?
That's it.
Happens to the best of us.
The best of us.
Why? Well, what do you want to be the worst? I don't want to be the worst. I want to be the best. It's just because I got a DUI and it still haunts me to this day. It's just like fucking, I don't know.
Wait, you
Like-
can't go to Canada now, right? Or something crazy like that? It's like,
Stupid like that. Yeah.
like
yeah.
what? Come
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, I can't go to Colorado either because I have I was caught with weed when I was younger, so I'm not allowed to go to Colorado.
Why Colorado?
I think you're all right with that. Fuck.
I think that might have passed now. I'm not sure, but for a while I wasn't allowed to go to Colorado because I had a drug conviction. Well, Colorado was the first state to legalize recreation.
Yeah, that's like the most like progressive over there. No,
Allowed to go there. Yeah, I think that's over and done with. It's stupid shit.
Yeah, no, fine. It's definitely legal in Colorado. And
Come November, it's going to be legal here. If you fucking go out to vote, New Jersey, vote.
or mail in your vote.
mail in to vote. Stay
Oh.
in to vote. Go out, mail in.
Pisses me off. I
Mail
don't-
in
Yeah,
your
that's really scary. It's,
Ballot?
really,
It is. I mean,
it's a scary thing.
you know, all the bullshit we've heard about post office and how Trump's going to try and fuck the elections up, and then they, you know, he says something the other day and they take it out of context. Oh, presidents tell everybody to vote twice. You know, 1,000 people voted twice the other day in a fucking state.
apparently.
1,000 people voted twice the other day. Now they want to prosecute them. Yeah, it's more, but now they want to prosecute
In
them.
Georgia, right?
Of course, it's Georgia.
It's always the South, man.
It's Georgia. What's up with Georgia? So
It's always the South, man. It's
Yeah.
always the
it
South.
used to always be Florida. Well, it's still also Florida. But like now it's also Georgia. You always hear people in Georgia.
Oh. I lived in. I lived in Georgia. I lived in Woodstock, Georgia. I graduated high school there. Living in Georgia, like when Trump ran, and everyone around me, like, you know, feminist, super liberal, all this stuff, and I was like, you guys aren't gonna like how tonight's gonna go when we watch that. I'm like, I lived in Woodstock, Georgia. This
Yeah.
nigga doesn't only have a chance. I mean, this guy's got it. He's got it. I mean, he represents this country. That's the crazy thing. Everyone's so in the city. You're like, it's just he represents this country. He really does. If you travel through this place,
Yeah,
there's a lot more Trumps than Obamas walking around. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, it's true.
You know,
Mhm.
so it kind of makes sense.
Latest polls there from Monmouth University thump have Dr. Joe Jurgensen, the tennis player. Is that what she is? The golf player, hockey, at 2% now of the national poll. 2%, which is good. 'Cause it's what. See, she'd have a better chance if it wasn't for fucking Dick Johnson. Okay, why have the nut on the left or the nut on the right when you can have the whole Johnson?
Yeah.
Gary Johnson, yeah, he was. No, it's not. That's right. That's right.
Yep,
There's no
yep.
such thing as a vote away.
Yep.
That's right.
Yep. That's right. Right. Yep. Yep. Absolutely.
Can you stop saying that? I feel like we're manifesting it right now, and I don't want to do that.
Oh yeah. She-
Yeah, but I don't want to manifest that. So
Nice.
if Trump wins, and if, I guess
Yeah.
no. Well, I don't want to just give up 2 months ahead of time. I'm not giving up.
That's right.
She's
I
got
yeah.
got
Yeah.
great fundamentals to stand on. The only thing so far that I have heard or read, I don't care for her idea of abolishing income tax. That's it.
Right.
It needs to be because you can abolish income tax. I get it. I mean, who needs the fucking IRS? But that only means higher taxes to fill the deficit gaps,
Right.
state by
Yeah.
state by state.
I still feel like there's a third party that needs that's going. Like I think there's a third party that's going to arise. I think there's going to be something like, especially if Trump happens, and it probably will, like something like a human party, like something where it's like, all right, we're about climate change. We're about, all the things that are going to save us, keep us alive. And it has a more of a, like stop with the note that, yeah, you're right. The income tax thing is retarded. Like we got we have to put money in the pot so it takes care of us, but we have to make sure it takes care of us, and that's a problem. It's like the
Yep.
two parties are garbage. Either way, I don't trust either side equally now. Either you're a crook or you're useless, and both are right.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Yep.
You got to be right. Yep.
Anybody want to take the bets on how long it takes if Trump wins, how long it takes for the House and the Democrats to try and impeach him again? That's what I love through this whole COVID thing. Well, President Trump's response to the COVID pandemic was, horrible. What?
That's right.
Where?
Yeah.
Where? But where was the
Yeah,
House?
so I think if he happens to win, this whole thing with Bob Woodward is gonna be the thing.
What, Bob Woodward? Another one. Let me write a book. Look, President, no, excuse me, Governor Cuomo is releasing a book in November to highlight the pandemic. So you mean to tell me through all of this, you had the time to sit down and write a motherfucking book?
That's a ghostwritten book, brother.
Yeah, somebody else wrote.
That's dictation. That's dictation. Just tell him that's how I felt to make it sound good.
But you're going to profit off of this now when you can't even fucking finish doing your job?
Mm.
Can't get shit right.
I mean, who
Yeah.
does that?
Better bring an army because the cops ain't gonna fucking. Meanwhile, cops. But
I was like,
That's
damn,
what's up. That's what's up.
that's
I like
what's
it.
up.
didn't the entire NYPD and the union back Trump, back the Republicans for the first time ever?
Yeah.
So
It's built in.
him not to come without an army, because the police aren't going to back you, I think you need to fucking check yourself before you wreck yourself, bro.
Yeah.
He's a complete Chris Christie.
But see, it's not. It's. I don't think. See, it's weird, but it's not. It's just the curtain has come up.
Yeah.
Everything we're seeing has existed and gone on. It's just now the world is smaller. There's cameras. Everyone's trying to pay attention, and it's also being flung at us from every fucking direction possible. But nothing's different. It was the same people doing the same shit, wearing different clothes. It's the same exact thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure it's like, I'm sure Reagan is just as bad as Trump. But, you know, we were all smoking that. Everyone had, you know, was getting smoke blown up their head. And everyone's like, yeah, Reagan's great. It's like, it's fucking terrible. What are you talking about? Right. That's the thing. That's the thing. But it was the same shit going on.
Yeah.
Huge transfers of wealth from the bottom and the middle to the top.
Oh, that's like the law that was passed here. I think it's on the table to be signed. Our governor in New Jersey is signing a bill that if you're a family of 4 and make over $131,000 and you decide to spew out another child, you have to open a bank account for said child and put $1,000 into it. So I'm looking.
How can they enforce that? Even?
Well, same way they're going to try and tax your unrealized capital gains, honey. It's the same way. But here's the funny part on it. Everybody is so concerned about the poor, the homeless, the poor, the less than middle class, and this bill is aimed strictly at the middle class. Because poor people don't make $131,000 a year.
Nope.
No. Okay. And what I find, and then I read deeper into the little fine print of this bill. So you put the $1,000 in there, and oh, by the way, that goes to the state. They're going to invest that money.
What?
They're going to invest that money, and they're going to make sure that you get a return on your money that is at least equal to a 10-year treasury note. If anybody knows anything about economics and the stock market, a 10-year treasury note yields 0.6% interest. It's better than your bank because your bank's only giving you 0.3. 0.6 over a 10-year lifespan. Now, here's the best of it all. You can't withdraw the money until the child becomes 18, and said child needs to be a resident of the state of New Jersey to be able to withdraw. So not only are you helping the rich stay rich and protecting the children of the rich and wealthy, you're locking them into being a resident of this great shithole state of New Jersey for at least 18 years.
So what happens if they leave? Like, do they just forfeit the money?
You can't take the money. It stays there until you come back and get a New Jersey's driver's license.
So they just keep the money until you come back?
That's right, but interest stops when you're 18.
Does the money collect interest?
It stops when you're 18.
Okay. Do you get the interest?
Sure, when you're 18,
Okay.
as long as you're a resident and you get that whopping point.
I have so many questions. What happens if you die? Who gets the money?
The state.
So your parents don't get the money even though their child is now dead?
Probably not. I didn't read that deep into it. I kind of got pissed off after I read you can't take the money unless you're a resident of the state.
Yeah, that's weird. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, plus the 0.6% compounded interest.
Yeah.
It's a stupid fucking bill.
But I don't really understand what this bill is supposed to accomplish. If you have a 4th child, is that it?
A family of 4 making $131,000, and you have, I guess, another child. I mean, that's the way I.
A family of. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to figure out how this even
Wait,
works.
it's $1,000 a year they have to put in?
No, $1,000 once. You have to open a bank account with $1,000.
I mean, look, if you're making over $100,000,
Yeah, you can afford the grand.
You could put $1,000 away,
Yeah.
but it's one of those things where you're like, look, I'm going to do that in my own self-interest, but why are you making me do this? What's going on? Like why can't I invest this the way I want?
Right,
It's like you're making this choice for me. Yeah.
Yeah. Like that's kind of what I'm trying to get at. Like why? Like what's the problem this is trying to address?
They want to make sure that the rich can afford houses and college and whatever other big.
But what does that do for the rich? If you have $131,000 and that's what you make a year, and you're gonna put $1,000 away, you're not rich.
No, yeah, I mean, and 4 kids are expensive. I mean, you're just kind of living. You're like alive. You're good.
You make $130,000 and you got a house of 4.
You're not balling. You're not balling at all. You're driving. You're driving like a nice Honda Civic. You know.
Yeah. No Lexus. Yeah. Maybe the Lexus, but then you're putting the cardboard in the holes in the bottom of the shoes.
Right. That's a certified use.
Yeah.
So are they trying to say that like middle class is not saving enough for college or something? Like why not make it just a college fund?
This was a Cory Booker idea that our governor here has decided, I'm going to try that too now, because Booker wanted to do this. It was one of his presidential ideas too. You see how far that worked.
Right.
But I mean, it's weird. I mean, like, where are you to try and build up the poor communities? I don't get it. I never really understood it. Why are they cutting funding from the poorer communities all over this fucking country? And then you get something like this where, we're going to make this bill where, we're going to make sure the rich can stay rich and kids will have their own fucking accounts to be able to purchase a house, a car, college education, health care, whatever the case may be.
Right.
Where's the low income, the poor? I don't want to call them poor, low income. I mean, even that's fucking derogatory. But
poor and broke are real, man. Those are real things. You got to call them what it is. That's the thing. When people try to soften language, it takes away the dire need to fix it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah they're fucking poor, broke. That shit sucks.
I just don't understand where's the love there? Why is it always middle class, and then we're gonna get the shit taxed out of us again, especially if you're middle class. Well, you got to pay more, pay more.
I would even venture. I mean, that if you have 3 kids and you're making $131,000 a year, you're not middle class. I would even venture that you're
what's middle class? 59,000 and more. Anything over the mean. What's the country mean? $48,000?
Well, it depends on the state. Like in New York City, if you're making less than 6 figures, you're not middle class.
Right. That's true.
Yeah.
Is it 6 figure? I thought you had to be over the
I think in the rest of the country, it's like 60,000. If you're not in a city, you can live pretty well, making 60 grand. 50, you can live up. Obviously, as soon as you leave the city, the quality of life is tenfold. It's like, for what you pay for an apartment, you pay for like a house with a pool down south. Like that you own, with a 2-car garage. It's tough. It's tough, man.
Virginia.
So I don't know what it's like in Jersey. Like what would you? What's the middle class like threshold in Jersey?
I don't know. The real median household of the United States is $63,000.
Yeah, but that doesn't. That's different in the coastal cities.
That's the average across the United States. That's
right.
2.9% GDP on a 3.9% job loss rate. 63,000. I don't know. What's rich? I mean, what's rich? What's rich to you?
I mean, to me, I wouldn't consider myself rich unless I had at least $1 million in the bank. And even then, I'd be like, this could get hit with something. you know?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what constitutes rich. I would think, I don't know, if you're making about 200 grand a year, you're definitely living fucking large.
Yeah. I think that's 200 grand anywhere. You're good.
Yeah.
That's like, all right, I'm good. I think I'm good. I can handle everything. I can handle a health problem. I can handle someone else's health problem. Not too crazy, you know.
I think if you're single and making 100 G's and do not live in a major metropolitan area,
Then you're good.
Then you're living large also.
But you're not rich.
No.
You're better than most.
Doing well.
Yeah.
But you're still not rich. Well, you can still, life can still come and kick you, and you would be in trouble, right?
True.
Yeah.
True. I don't know what constitutes poor, middle class, rich. I mean, rich, you're a millionaire. Does that make you rich? Because you're a millionaire?
Well, yeah, that's when I would consider myself rich. Like, when I make my first million, I'm going to be like, okay, I'm rich.
You make your first million, or when you cumulatively make your first million?
Like when I have $1 million in the bank. Like,
okay. See, I would rather make $1 million a year. Then I'm fucking rich. Having $1 in the bank to me is like, I piss that away tomorrow.
What, $1 million in the bank? You'd piss it away?
I have to piss $1 million.
Yeah. Buy a house, it's gone.
Yep, yeah. House and a car, and it's gone.
Okay, so if your yearly income is $1 million, yeah, I agree with that. If like my yearly income is $1 million and up, then I'm like, yeah, I'm rich.
Yeah, then you're definitely living large above the middle class. I don't know if you're rich, but you're definitely above the middle class. I mean, look, I know people make $1 million a year and the bank account only has $2 million in it.
They're spending it as it comes in.
Sure.
Right? Yeah.
Time. I mean, a good time. Fucking whatever. Bet the horse. Go out to dinner. Say so. I mean, to live large without worrying, I would think you need to have at least like $5 million a year income for a good 10 years.
Yeah. You're like way more ambitious than I.
Look, I make $1 million a year.
$1 million is good for me. I don't need too much. I just need the two pools. Don't need three.
The two pools.
In 1 year, and only once in my lifetime, I made $970,000 in 1 year. I am by no means rich. By no means. Yes, I can reach into a drawer and find some cash, but that doesn't mean I'm rich. I made, just shy of $1,970,000, just shy. But I mean, I didn't do it again. The following year, I only made like, I don't know, $180,000. And then I said, fuck this. I ain't working this hard for someone else.
That makes sense.
And, did that make me rich? Well, maybe at that second, at that 1 year, but.
Yeah, you were rich for a hot second.
Yeah, for a hot minute. That's great.
Yeah.
But I think cost of living is needs to be averaged out better. I mean, I can't see $61,000 being the mean across the country actually meaning anything to somebody in California.
It doesn't. It's an average of everyone. Yeah, if you said, for example, the amount of money that you just said is a shitload of money to somebody that lives in, I don't know,
Louisiana.
Montana.
Sure, in Louisiana.
Montana, you're crazy. Yeah, that's $5 million in Montana.
Or Louisiana. You're out in one of those wards.
Yeah.
You're making $70,000 living in Louisiana in one of the wards. You're fucking living large.
Yeah.
Those people outside of the in the wards, especially the low sides. They're making fucking $30,000 a year if they're lucky.
Right. I think as we're talking about like what it means to be rich, where it's like there's all these variables. You can even throw in like, well, I don't make that much, but I do what I love and stuff like that. But then if you talk about like poverty, you're like, oh no, if you make less than 30,000, you're fucked up. You know what I'm saying? It's a hard. There's not like if you're making less than $35,000, you're not great. You're not doing good.
You're in a single room fucking apartment sharing a bathroom with a community floor, scraping to get by.
You're like, you can barely afford food.
Fucking $30,000. I couldn't live in this state on 30 G's. My fucking rent is 30 grand alone, 24,000 a year.
Right.
No. Well, I guess I was. Let me think about that. Like right out of college, I was making like 25K a year. It was terrible. I was so broke. I was absurdly broke. But
Still living at home.
I still, yeah, I still lived at home. My stuff was, but still, I still didn't feel like.
But 25K at home is not 25K by yourself. Then you're like, that's radically different.
Unless mommy and daddy are charging you rent.
Right. True.
Thankfully, I was not being charged rent.
I paid rent. I paid
to
rent.
your parents?
Yes, I did.
Oh wow, they kept.
But I will say, my father, who at that time was making decent money. Okay, we weren't. I grew up very poor, and he made something of himself to get to where he is now. I paid rent, and when I moved out to get my first apartment, he came to me with a banker book and said, "Here's all your money."
Wow, that's awesome. Your dad is amazing.
Your dad is a straight up
I was fortunate enough to be able to have that situation.
That made me like sad in my face. Like sweet, I'm touched by that. I'm like, God, that's awesome.
And to be
completely, had your back. You didn't even know it.
Yeah, and to be completely honest, that's exactly what I'm trying to do for my kids now.
So you charge them rent, and then you're gonna give them the money back.
If I was still married to the woman and my kid just turned 18 now, it's time for rent.
Mm-hmm.
So in my head, I have a set figure that I would have charged the kid, and that money is being put aside.
Right.
Into an account. And if and when she decides to move out, go get her own place, whatever, I will be able to go, well, here's all the money, that you would have been paying had things been whatever, but here you go. Here's a little nest egg too.
Right. Don't let her see the show, man. You better block her from seeing this episode.
She don't watch anymore, thank God, and I won't.
She doesn't need to know she's got money coming. That'll mess you up.
Yeah, it don't matter. She already hit me up. Like, Dad, I need my school supplies. Are you going to put that money in my account that you promised? Yeah, you go. But, all right. So, Perry, I got a question for you. It's a two-parter.
Okay, cool. I will say this. I got about 10 minutes, and then I got a jet for my next one. But I got 10 minutes. Whatever you want. Let's do it.
It's a customary question we ask everybody, and I know you've worked in the... Yeah, it's the AP Boys question. I know you've worked on the opposite side of this, but who is your favorite Batman and Bruce Wayne?
Oh, I mean, they're different.
Favorite Batman?
My favorite Bruce Wayne is Michael Keaton.
Thank you.
He's just, I mean, he's the best actor of them all. And that's kind of tough because Christian Bale's an amazing actor, but there's a sensibility to Keaton. Keaton made me want to be an actor when I was a kid. I loved him, Wow. So that's kind of like that. He couldn't, Beetlejuice, Gung Ho. I saw in the theater. I don't know if you guys remember that movie.
City.
Everything. He's great. Multiplicity. He's great. Michael Keaton just has a thing that nobody else has. It's very special. Batman. Dude, I mean, it's Bale because of how good those movies are. Those movies, it's just such another level of Batman than you've ever seen, and they couldn't do it after. You know what I'm saying? I mean, even though I kind of fuck with Ben Affleck as Batman, I kind of dig it, but it's shit movies. I got terrible movies. He's a good actor, man.
Yeah, he is.
He's a great director. Like, you can kind of clown him for some of the stuff, like Paycheck and some of those whack movies he did, and he was like being like pretty face guy, or Armageddon, where he's just a tool guy and who inherits all the responsibility. But like, he's got a hard edge, like, and he's good, man. So yeah, but yeah, favorite Batman is Christian Bale. Favorite Bruce Wayne is Michael Keaton. What else you got?
No, that was
favorite Joker.
Oh, there you go.
Oh shit. Favorite.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And you know what? I'm sure I've seen pieces of that stuff, but I never. And it's not that I don't like animation. Like Rick and Morty is my show. I mean, Family Guy, all that stuff. American Dad. I love all that stuff. But I mean, Joker. It's the most fun is actually it's tough because there's Joaquin and Heath. It's there. I mean, and Jack Nicholson when it came out, it was dope. But I can't even watch that movie now.
Yeah.
I'd be honest.
Right.
It's not aging right. Everything from Tim Burton's not aging right, except for Ed Wood. I still fuck with Ed Wood for some reason. But yeah, it's weird. But the Joker is so good. It's so good. But I don't still. He's becoming the Joker. He's not the Joker. Heath Ledger is the Joker, and he's scary and is amazing. So it's Heath. It's Heath. I gotta go with Heath.
We
Nice.
get a lot of people going for the animated. That's
Mark Hamill.
Yeah, Mark Hamill.
Mark
Thank you.
Hamill.
Yeah,
He's
we got a
great.
lot of
My
people
jam.
for
That right.
Yeah.
Right. Right. I can see that. It's yeah. Why is he so bad as Luke Skywalker?
Maybe because- Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I didn't know that.
I
Yep.
didn't know that either. I didn't
Really?
either. I'm gonna have to look at that now. Like, ooh. Nice.
He seems like the coolest guy ever in the world, though.
He's
I'll give him shit about the way the acting is in Star Wars, even though I love Star Wars. But like, he seems like the coolest guy. But the way Luke is in the movie, sometimes you're like, anyway, I'm just
Yeah.
gonna get myself in trouble here. Huh?
No, his best role was the Guyver. Remember the Guyver?
Oh my God! Wow, the Guyver.
He's in all the Star Wars movies, or excuse me, films, except for the prequels. So he was in Rogue One, Solo, the sequels to that. He's in Episode 7 also, and he's in Mandalorian too. Am I correct in stating that?
Who was he in the man?
He's in a droid suit. His voice is in every movie. Period.
That's pretty rad. I
That's
can't believe I
awesome.
didn't know that.
Uh,
Thank
he-
you. That was the gift for me being on the show. Thank you.
Yeah, he's not in the credits of all of them, but he is obviously Luke Skywalker in all the trilogies. He is Darth Bane in Star Wars The Clone War. He is Bulio, the alien who tells Poe to win the war in Rise of Skywalker. In episode 5 of The Mandalorian, he is the Tatooine bartender droid when they're in the bar. His voice has been in The Force Awakens, Rogue One, and Solo, but we don't know. As of right now, Solo still remains a mystery as to what character he is, but he is in that movie.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's fucked up, ain't it?
That's crazy.
Yeah, he goes by the name of William M. Patrick. If you wanted to dig through the Yep. William M. Patrick.
That's so cool.
See
That's
that
awesome.
if you're one of those who likes to read the credits, which I do, believe it or not.
Mhm.
Well, I grew up in a family that wanted to be actors, writers, and my uncle would take me to the movie theater and we couldn't leave. Had to watch the credits. He's like, someday my name will be there. We have to watch them. I'm like, okay, I get it.
That's cool.
Finally
I
got
get it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
It's taught me to actually pause it sometimes and just read the credits.
Right.
You know, especially nowadays, you stick around for the credits. I try to read them just because, there's going to be that sneak peek for the next movie coming
Or-
out. It's
Yeah.
very-
The stinger.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. I will say this. I did. So the first movie I worked on was Kill Bill,
Oh, no shit.
and I'm
Ooh,
in the credits as perrystrong.com.
Really?
what?
Yeah, because I actually I worked for the production designer, David Wasco. He's amazing, and uh, there was a few days where I would be loaned out and I would just work for Quentin Tarantino to just with him, and I would do like graphic stuff or whatever, because nerd shit.
Right.
And every other thing I've worked on, I've asked to be credited as perrystrong.com, and like the directors say no, we don't want that, because you're promoting yourself in their movie. But
Sure.
Quentin was like, oh, it's Perry, cool, go ahead, and he was just cool. It was like, so that's the only one where I got to really go by that, but it was cool.
I have.
That's up. That
Yeah.
is-
And I think I'm the first person to do that. I'm one of the few, like in a major movie, to put your name as a website. So it was like 2003. That was
nice.
the first movie I worked on. Yeah.
All right. My parting question for you is: will we see any more Mandem thoughts?
Oh, Mandem. Yes, you will see more Mandem thoughts, and that's so cool because I would have forgot to bring that up. Yeah, I'm planning on shooting more this weekend. I through this year, I've done like all this nerd stuff with getting different cameras out of Sony, then out of Sigma, then out of Panasonic, and what you saw, this movie was is a Fuji. So I was like, I shot everything before with a Panasonic. Now I'm switching it, and I have a lot to talk about. So Mandem Thoughts is coming back. It'll be a minute every day,
Nice.
for like Monday through Friday, and I'll do that for a few weeks, and then I'll stop again. And one of the cool things, like a few things have happened since I released 180 seconds. A few people that I know that work on shows that I work on as a technical person are like, we might try to get you. People are talking about possibly trying to get me to come on and do Mandem Thoughts on their show.
Nice.
So as a segment. So I was like, okay, cool. But it's like, that's when the show comes back. And by the time the world is normal again, I'm I'm an optimist, but I'm a pessimist. I'm like, by then they'll forget that shit.
Don't forget.
But
Great
just that
idea.
they're talking about it and seeing it, it's really cool. So yeah, more Mandem Thoughts is coming up. I'll probably put some stuff up, not next week because I'm still dealing with the film festival version of 180 seconds, because there's some technical stuff that you don't see on YouTube that we got to fix for big presentation. But yeah, that's coming soon.
Mandem thought of the day: 249 gay neighbors has got to be one of my fucking favorites. It was like a tennis match. Ah. Hysterical.
Oh man, that's awesome! I'm so happy you guys watched that.
Look, I told you we were gonna do research. I spent all day just doing my shit, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna hit this I'm gonna hit this, and I'll watch every piece of content he's got. So you've got hits from me on everything today, hands
I
down.
appreciate it. I love it. Thank you.
Anybody else have any parting questions before we let the man go? He's got another.
Yeah. When is 360 coming out?
360. Yes. So yeah, there's the first cut of this thing was like 20 minutes long. It was ridiculous, and it was a nightmare. So there's a 6-minute cut. I'm gonna put it out eventually. I want to see where this goes, and but I'm gonna start. I started a Patreon. I'm totally selling out, guys. I need. This is to fight I'm not in tech like you guys. I'm a starving artist, so so I'm gonna probably put it on Patreon and try to get some people to keep me from being homeless. But I'm thinking probably. That's right. What did you say? Only what kind of pictures? That. Listen, if it gets bad enough, if it gets bad enough, I'm gonna have OnlyFans in November. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna. This. You'll see deep inside. No, I'm kidding. That's a bit much. That's starting. So yeah, 360 will come by before the end of the year. We'll do a
Nice.
director's cut where it's double length, and there's some real offensive shit in it. That's kind of fun.
Always
Awesome.
I mean, it should be offensive. It's
Always.
It's what gets people thinking, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I see. What? Yeah. I say people are like, what did he just say? And yeah, I just said that. Now go sit in the corner and think about it.
Yeah. I can see. Yeah.
I mean, sometimes you don't have to think that hard. Sometimes it's just dumb.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see like already. I've seen like little pieces of people being offended at 180, like for little certain things. I'm not going to bring it up because we don't have time to unpack it all. But I see it, and I can't wait till more people see it, and then that becomes like the little things in there that could be questioned, bubble into something else. That's I'm just gonna tease at it, so you watch it again. There's stuff in there that is going to say, like, if you watch it, there's stuff in there that certain people are gonna be triggered, and I'm intrigued to see how it plays out when it happens, or if it happens. You never know.
Nice.
Very cool.
Nice.
That was awesome.
Anybody else have anything before we let the man go?
No.
No.
Enjoy your next podcast, man.
I'm gonna follow you on Instagram and
All right, Perry, before you go anywhere, pimp yourself out. Let these people know where, when, how, why.
All right. First, easiest way to find me is go to perrystrong.com. There you will find a link to 180 Seconds, the short film. And you will find at the bottom of the page links to all of my social media, Instagram, Twitter, what have you. But yeah, go there and then watch the movie. I'm easy to find, perrystrong.com. That's it.
Sweet. Perry, you're a friend of the show now, so you've got our contact information. You can just call in and bomb our show whenever you want.
Really?
Tuesdays and
That's
Thursdays.
awesome. You guys are great. Thank you so much for having me, man. I really appreciate it. You guys are fun.
Anytime, Perry.
Yeah, we appreciate it. Thank you very much.
All right, guys. I'm out.
All right. Be well.
see you later.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Perry Strong, go find him on social media. Perry Strong. Check out his YouTube. There's hundreds of his random thoughts up there, along with the new 180 Seconds comedy short. That's a short movie. Well worth watching. It makes you think, makes you laugh, and then makes you think again. All that in 180 seconds. I thought it was fucking well done, personally.
That was really,
agreed.
really good. I really enjoyed that.
I think it was well done. And it's always nice to have a new voice, new face with us.
Yeah, for sure. Do you know him?
I just met him yesterday through Jim Mendrinos.
Oh my God, how cool.
Yeah. He put out a post looking to pimp himself, and Jim said, at web, he's at web boy, right here, bro. And I was like, dude, bing, here you go. Let's do it.
So cool. That was so cool.
Yeah, it's, like I said, it's always cool when you get the people on who like to do what it is they do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're audio delaying like a mofo. I don't know why. I've noticed it. James Sohn. Yeah. But yeah, that was definitely fun. We didn't do Tuesday show. J7, anything exciting this weekend?
Oh, God. Lots of exciting things happened this weekend. So I have a YouTube channel.
Yeah, I saw your video.
Yeah. So everyone here needs, you guys need to subscribe to my channel. Thank you. I said that. Perfect. Thank you. The first one was just, I don't know. It's just me messing around. But it's gonna be like a weekly thing. So it's an ongoing kind of developing thing. It was weird. I had to like film myself without anybody around. I've never done that. Usually there's somebody who's like, oh, move to the left, move to the right, stand here. Oh wait, stop for a second. We can't hear you. I had to figure all that stuff out myself. So that was
Yeah.
that was kind of a thing. But I don't know. It's like weird and fun. And because I've been working from home so much, I spent a lot of time on YouTube just as like background noise. So
And you filmed in a different room too.
yeah, I
Yeah.
did. Well, I did. You know, there's like an area where I filmed some of like my stuff that I purchased for the
Right.
spring and didn't wear, and I just kind of filmed myself wearing it and kind of talking about it.
Right.
And then there was like a section where I was just talking about, it's so funny. Somebody pointed out to me that like I started talking about me, and then I didn't talk about myself for that long and just kind of went into the outfits. It's like, yeah, that's true. I didn't spend a lot of time on that. I got kind of shy about it. Edited most of that out. So yeah, that was fun. What else did I do this weekend? Went to the Ramble, and that was fun. Oh, and so I'm writing a novel, and I sent it to an editor, and she got back to me, and it was a weird experience because it was like very critical, and I'm not used to people being that critical of my writing. Usually it's like, oh yeah, this is great. Wow, you're a good writer. And like this was like, you need to fix this. It has all these issues. And I'm like, bitch, don't you know who I am? But yeah. 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 Right. But like at some like I'm a good like I'm one of those kids that's always been a good writer. So like even when I was in school and when I went to college, like I professors can be brutal, but for the most part, they're very like constructive. They're just like, hey, here are some things you can fix. You can do this, and then you'll get an A, right? And it's like, oh, okay, all right, yeah, I can do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, she didn't say it was trash, but
True, right?
right.
17-7 halftime.
Yeah, so like it was just like not all. It made me feel a certain kind of way. It made me be like, what? But yeah, of course. That's where I'm at right now. I just
That's
took it on the chin like a pro,
yeah, that's what you're supposed to do. That's right.
and I have to go back and like fix a number of things that are not
I mean,
working. It was like a technical thing, Like it wasn't like it's not like I mean, it's not really an extended list. It's really two things that are big things that need to be addressed. Like, yeah, yeah, but still, it's like it's just like uh, I had to fight the impulse to be like when you get really defensive and you try to argue and be like, well, nah, because this is what I intended, and they don't care. Like nobody cares, right?
Right.
Like you either want to read this or you don't. So like I had to just step back and be like, okay, this is what I need to do to fix this. And that was my Sunday. I think it was like so bizarre. And then
How
I
did you feel about the comments on your novel? Did you
um
take it? You didn't? Did you take it to the brain or did you take it to the heart?
both.
Well, okay, okay, that's
Yeah.
understandable.
Well,
Like
based
it
on based on what she said, to the way she's addressing the issue,
Yeah,
then it definitely, she realized it was very critical, but it was also fairly correctable. So
right, right. Well, and that's a good thing because you don't want you don't want everybody to sugarcoat everything for you. I mean, you want someone to be brutally honest and be like, "Yo, this section is great, but this section needs some work," and over here, kill that character off because it sucks.
yeah.
The constructive criticism is really good in that instance. You know what I mean?
Right. Right. It's good to get the feedback because like everyone who has read my work so far has been like, "Oh, wow, this is so cool and interesting, and I love where you're going with this, and your characters are great." But they're not like editors. You know what I mean? They're not like this is not what they do.
Right. So you've had the
So,
opportunity to have a qualified professional deal or see your first drafts and roll with it.
right.
Which
So
is good.
now I have a whole host of things to deal with. They're not like, "Oh my God."
No, but
Uh,
it keep you busy on the second right.
But yeah, I'm working on that now. I was hoping to have it done before the end of the year. I'm not sure if I'm gonna hit that benchmark, but we're gonna see.
That's good. Keep at it though.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
great things happen to people who try and do great things.
Mhm. In the meantime, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's my first and last name.
Yes, I will subscribe to that. I have not. We'll put it on the future posts.
Put it on
Oh
a
yeah,
profile
please do.
page.
We can do that. Yeah, on the future post and profile page. I know we're approaching that time for
Yep, I got 5 minutes.
us to
Oh
get out of
no.
here. Um, I will say,
I'd say the bearded bandit will be out, but he already stole the beard.
right? Long time NASCAR truck driver, a middle brother to the Wallace brothers of Kenny Wallace and Rusty Wallace fame. 61-year-old Mike Wallace, is that his name? Mike Wallace? Suspended indefinitely from NASCAR for a social media post.
Oh, really? This on the heels of Bubba Wallace just saying he's walking away from RPM and at the end of the season.
I really want to know if it was okay to mail him Bubba Rope after his horrible choke to not make the playoffs. He could have avoided that accident very easily.
And no, you can't ever mail him Bubba Rope.
Why? It's a thing.
Yeah, you already heard what happened to that company, so.
No, I can still buy it right down the block because they still sell it. Anyway, yeah, he's been suspended for some post, and I can't find this post anywhere. So I think it's been removed. And I don't know if anybody screen capped it yet, so I'll have to try and see if I can pull it the other way. He did come out with a statement saying that you should really think twice about what you post on social
media.
Absolutely. I feel like that is like.
Yeah, he
should
encouraged
be the given for society nowadays, but
he encouraged people on Facebook. He encouraged people to think before making, air quotes, uneducated posts. That's kind of like what I've been saying to people, and the reason why I started fact checking shit. And
oh yeah,
we will get to J7's list of fact checks on the Trump do's and don'ts of the great things he's done for this country.
Wait, so did you remove the post then, Webb?
Did I? No, I didn't remove the post.
You didn't remove the post that I checked in on?
No. I was at the hospital and I did not. And yeah, you told me that was a staged event. I posted it so my father could see it.
Yeah, it was hilarious. I mean, it was hilarious. But with the way your comment reads, it doesn't read. It reads like you took that serious and this really happened. And everything else was staged. Like I don't even know that the game even was going on while this guy was there.
Oh no, the game was going on. I did the little background into it. The game was going on. That's how they got.
Because the ball that came in was literally thrown by somebody from the side at the guy.
Yes, that was thrown.
Like the whole everything about it, even with the announcers commenting, like and chuckling, like all that was set up with the cameraman and them to kind of be like, okay.
It was like an assistant coach, second assistant coach of the team or some shit like that. And yes, it was a completely staged, but it was well done up until the ball throw.
Yeah.
Because it really, anyway, if you haven't seen it, a guy allegedly snuck into a Dodgers game and sat amongst the cardboard cutouts. And you can.
And Webb posted it on Facebook.
Of course he did.
Video out.
Occasionally you'll get one by him. It's a very, very rare instance that you'll get something, especially like this, because it came through, and I looked at it, and I was like, "Let me watch this." I'm like, "I don't know, man. I think this is bullshit." And and so I went down to the comment sections just on the page, and they were like, "I hope everybody knows this shit is fake."
Yeah,
And I was
well, it
like,
was
I was
staged.
like, I hope Webb knows this is fake. I was like, let me go,
Sometimes
let me
I
let
can't
me hit
tell
him
if
up in a
people
message because I'm not even gonna
like
post this directly under this. I'm not even gonna post this under here and call him out. I'm gonna hit him up in the privates and be like, yo,
Yeah.
hey buddy.
Like I said, I posted it so my old man could see it.
Well, that is 10 o'clock.
Yes. Ape It Bros Thursday. Yeah, we will. Yeah, we'll probably see you Tuesday. Early edition next week. Everybody tomorrow take your moment of silence for 9/11. It's 19 years tomorrow, right? Not 20, it's 19.
Yes, 19.
Like that. But so yeah, do the right thing tomorrow at 9 whatever. Stop, stand at attention, do the right thing. Don't kneel. Don't be a douche all your life. Ape It Bros Thursday. We out. As soon as I turn some knobs back up. Yeah, we're done.